Hello, my name is Yusef, and welcome to part 79 of the American Show. Let us begin. So, Patrick was laying down on the bed when he realized that it was the morning time and, and he needed to prepare for work. So, he woke his girlfriend up, Jackie Gold, and he said to her, what do you want for breakfast? And then and then she said, I don't know. I mean, surprise me. And that's when he said, okay. And that's when he went into his daughter's room and asked the same question. What do you want for breakfast? She said, hash browns. Okay, that is settled. And then and then, and then his girlfriend said, that's a good meal. I would love that. No big deal. I just want some too. It's not a big deal. And so it was. And so he went outside to go get into his car so that he can get the breakfast, so he can get the food rather. And then he was like, okay, this is nice. This is a good day. I am going to work. I am going to get my family some breakfast. Everything's just going great. Excuse me. This is a beautiful day, he said to himself. And then he just kept on driving, of course. And he went into the restaurant to go get his food, which was 3 cup of coffees for for um for oh my god, for his his girlfriend's mom, his girlfriend's his coworker, and and his best friend, and also himself, but not his daughter, who was going to get a hash brown, and she was going to get some orange juice, and so it was. So he got into, so he paid for his breakfast. He went back into his car and kept on driving, and he was so happy that he was doing this. And he got out of his car and just, you know, jumped for a couple hours in the middle of the street. He was jumping in the middle of the street over and over and over and over again until he realized what he was doing was distracting the drivers and and um probably going to get him killed. So he hastily, quickly rather, gets back mm, he gets back in his car quickly, and he just keeps on driving to his home. And then, but actually, it was I forgot her name's home. It was Wendy's house. Yes, it was Wendy's house because he was staying there for a while, and he had just gone out from his house because he spent the night there for a while. And so he went there, and he was going to deliver the breakfast to Wendy Gold's house because, because obviously her his wife, his girlfriend was staying there, and he didn't want to, do anything to mess it up, anything up that, you know what I mean, that would be very bad for his relationships entirely. And so he was going to stay there for a while, and that's what he did. Anyway, so he goes back into the car after he was jumping for joy, and he's driving to his house. Well, to the house, Randy's house, and he finally gets there, and knocks on the he knocks on mm, he knocks on the door. He he forgets the breakfast. He he stops knocking. He goes back into his car, gets the breakfast, and holds it up like this and says special delivery. And all of a sudden, um, he hands the breakfast to to Jackie, and then he walks into the house, and then he kisses her. He um he then gives his daughter the orange juice and the hash brown, and he says, "How's your day so far?" Well, I mean everything's fine. I can't wait to do some pro movie protest um to go to a pro movie protest today. I know you were and then she said, I know you're ready to go back to work, so I can't wait to see you on television tonight. She said, and he said, me too. I mean, I have been on well, we have been on vacation for a couple of days now, and now we're back. And I can't wait to do the show. I can't wait to go back to work. And so he sits down after he says hi to his daughter, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's mom, and his best friend, Randy Gold, who is also injured, but not too bad in a car accident. Of course, she's out for a couple of days, and now she's recovering. So he says hi to her. He says to her as he was eating his breakfast, "I'm gonna make you proud. I don't care. I'm gonna make you proud, and I hope that she will too. I hope we work well together." And then Randy said, "Who, Susan?" "Yeah, of course you will. I mean, you have before." "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We have worked together before. I mean, I can't wait to work with you again." "Yeah, me too. I can't wait for that day also. I mean, eventually I will come back, but for right now, I hope you understand that this is the best I can do, and this is the best that the company can do." And then he said, I know. And we're doing the best we can, right?" "Yeah, yeah, we are." And then he grabs a coffee from the bag and gives it to her. He goes back into the table, drinks the rest of his coffee, eats the rest of his meal, and then all of a sudden he's off to work. So he gets into his car. So right after he opens the door again, says goodbye to his friends and family, and gets back into his car to go to the Alpha Coin Studios. So he's driving. He nods his head like this. This is gonna be a good day. And so, and then he gets some gas, of course, and he's on his way again. He goes into the car. No, he's driving in his car. So he's driving in his car, right? Everything's just going great, right? And then he sees an old friend of his, just, they're waving hello to each other. They're way far. They're not that far away, but they're, far. And so, in order to hide to each other, combined through the waving, they had to honk their horns too. So as they're waving and honking their horns, and everybody just annoyed and angry, and so they stop. Alfred, no, Patrick says says goodbye to his friend, and he goes, and then he continues to drive. He goes, so he's still driving up to that point, and he's still driving. Everything's going great, and finally he makes it to the studio, to the Alpha Queen Studios, to start rehearsing. And then he sees a piano there. And Susan Queen is also there along with the American show crew, and they're waiting for him. He opens the door after he gets out of the car. He opens the door and everybody's clapping. Everybody's just so welcoming. Everybody hugs him. Everybody just hugging and kissing him. They raises his hand, welcome him back, welcome him, mm, welcomes him back home to America. Everything's just going great. Secretly, he says to himself, "I hope I do a good job," as he's high fiving a guy who is on the American show crew, right? So as he's so as he's high fiving a crew member, he thinks to himself, I hope I do a good job coming back." And he walks up to Susan Queen and says to her the exact same thing out loud. He says, "I hope I do a good job by you and everybody. I've been a little bit rusty and I hope I don't get, well, I hope I don't show it, you know what I mean? No, you won't. You've been around for a couple of years now. So I hope that you won't be rusty. But I think you won't. Everything's gonna be fine." And then they start rehearsing. So they start rehearsing. Everything's going great for everybody. Everything's just going great for them. And then Alpha Queen comes in to see what's happening and see how mm, to see how the rehearsal is doing, right? And he finds out that everything's just going great. Alfred sees the chemistry between Patrick and his daughter, and he's loving it, of course. And but he knows that one day, uh, his best co-host is coming back, and he's quite excited about everything. He's quite excited about that too. So rehearsal ends, and they they go back to their respective dressing rooms. Um, Patrick and Susan go back into their respective dressing rooms, and then finally the show starts. They do the monologue. They do everything they needed to do, and the show is just going great so far. They introduce the guest. They introduce the singer, and everything's just going great. The music is wonderful, of course, and everything's just going great. And then the credits roll, and the show is over. Um, Before he leaves, Patrick says thank you for everything to Susan. Thank you for co-hosting the show. I know it couldn't have been easy for you, but now I'm back and I hope we work well together. And she said, me too. And so they leave together and they get into their separate cars. Um, well, Patrick just leaves. He leaves the studios along with Susan, who also leaves at the same time. And then Susan is also going to to the same house that, of course, Patrick is going to visit his daughter, to see his daughter in the dick, and to take her home, back home, and to see his friend and everybody else. To say goodbye to them, of course, because they go back home. And to say goodbye to his girlfriend, who's also not coming with them, to his house. And so, they leave the African studios. They they park at the same place. You know, they go, okay. So they go to the house, right? They park their car to the same place as you do, as is the norm. And then they both walking up into the stairs, up to the stairs rather. They both walk up together, accidentally bump each other. Um, and then Patrick said, "No, no, you go first." And then Susan said, "No, you go first." So after a couple of minutes of that, they both agreed to go. Um, so they both agree that Patrick is going to answer the door, and then he is going to walk into the house along with Susan. So he opens the door, he knocks on the door first, then he opens the door, then he walks in. He grabs Susan's hand, he turns around her, facing her, grabs her hand, and pulls her into the house. Uh, it wasn't that aggressive, but um, she felt not good about it at the time. She felt not good about it, of course. Okay, so they go into the house. They're in the house. Everything's just going great. Susan is like saying hi to Randy. Randy saying hi to Susan and Patrick. He grabs Patrick grabs Jackie Mac's hand and then they leave. They say goodbye to the they say goodbye to the people. They say goodbye to everybody. And then Susan said goodbye to Patrick. And I see you at work tomorrow. He said, I bet you will. And then he closes the door and then they leave. Um, as they were going to the car, they talked for a while. Well, Patrick and his daughter talked for a while. They're going into the car. Everything's just going great, right? And then they just they just leave, and then they just leave the house. They're driving in the dark. It's nighttime, of course. And Jackie goes says, "So how was work today? I saw the show. It was perfect." And he said, "It was great. I hope you liked it. I did actually. I loved it." And so they hugged, and then she fell asleep in his lap. Then, to make a long story short, they pull up into his house. He opens the door, grabs her, he pulls her up, tells her to wake up, and then they get out of the car together, and then they just walk down the hallway, and they open the door. They walk into the house. She sleeps on the couch. She plops down onto the couch, and he goes up to his bedroom, and well, he plops himself into the bed with his clothes on and sleeps. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below telling me what you like about the video or hate about the video. Share the video also, and subscribe to my channel. Forgot to say that. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.